Okay, so I'm not very network savvy. So as I said, I will do a video. Let's see, let's go back here. I'm going to bring up the message. So we got that. I want to make sure that I did everything properly. Yeah, we need to back up a little bit. Okay. Now I don't code, but I mean, I can kind of really, it gives you, I'm smart enough to understand what this is trying to say. Error code, external IP, that's my internal IP, null router for IPv6, which I do have turned off. NAT PMP, it says not found. Okay, so, UPnP autoconfig, blah, 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 found. It says that's true, but it's error. Envelope, XMLNS, schema, I know what schema is, but this is all root to me. Fault client, UPnP error 718, conflict in mapping entry. I guess that's what you mean by that. I guess it's conflicting with something else, saying that there's something else that's on that port. I'll try to do this. Going through this, copy and paste. Okay, I didn't see that in the beginning. Anyway, it says a picture of what's happening. Error saying another program or app is using the same port as Roon's trying to use. The most common culprits are gaming setups that have already enabled port forwarding routers that have reserved certain port ranges for their own processes or secondary server. That's not happening. There is no other Roon server that I know. Closing the programs, changing the port. Okay, so 55,000 to 55,001, which I pretty much already did. So I just want to do that real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up Roon. And it will go into this. Hopefully you didn't see that. So I have it already set up to 5502, right? I'm assuming that's the Roon server ported. Goes through this right now. You guys have brought up port forwarding and such, so let me get out of this real quick. Exit full screen. And maybe, like I said, I'm not a networking wizard or anything like that, but okay, logged out. Do this again. Okay, sign in. Now, speaking of port forwarding, get down here to WAN. I didn't do anything with port triggering. I didn't think I would need to, right? So, this is all just general things. But I did set up my port forwarding, which is right here. Which is my Roon 5502, 168.52.45 TCP. It has an option for both, but I assumed it was just TCP. I mean, I think I've tried both. I don't know if that'll make a difference. These up here are just general port numbers. And if I change it to this, all it does is it changes this down here to whatever this is or whatever normal game is. So it goes back to what you're saying as far as the gaming goes. I don't do that. I only play about 3 or 4 different games. 2 of them are online. One of them's a flight sim. So I really don't have to do anything like that. They always get on. Everything's great. There's no problem. So I've covered that. Now, moving up, I'll just go do a few things just for the heck of it. Firewall is off. So I don't see a need to do any kind of traffic rules on the IP source or port range or anything like that, since it's completely off. IPv6 is off, system log admin, firewall. You don't need none of the, none of this stuff really applicable. We did the wide area network, which is here. And then local area, there's really not much to say here. You know, it's all DCHP, routing. I don't see why I would have to do any kind of static routing in order to get this to work. You know, the IPTV, there's no reason there. No, this needs to be, or VLAN, don't need to do anything like that, you know. So, OpenNAT. Now, what I did do in OpenNAT here is I actually added it down here as well. Now, I tried the other way before I added this and it didn't work. So I figured I would add this into it. Still doesn't work, right? So there's that. Wireless. I don't think there's anything there that really needs to be said. Yeah, that's all just general settings. Access. AI game boost, I don't do nothing with that stuff. I've never needed to. My connections are good enough, stable enough, fast enough. So AI protection, I have that on, but I've tried it with it off. It doesn't do anything, doesn't make any changes, it still fails, right? So getting back to where people think it may be conflicting, I know you can do a port range from wherever, so we can go back to this and let's just change the port number to, I don't know, let's say 10,336, right? Change that. And just for the heck of it, I think I will turn off the OpenNet. We'll try that way first. I think that takes a second. Okay, it's still there, but yeah, okay. So now we'll go back to ARC. I done forgot the number. So what is it? 10,336, 10,336, okay. So now we will go back to this. Go to this. 10. Reset. Oops. I don't know if that took that. No, it didn't. Okay, so 10,336. Enter. See if that does anything. Sure it won't. The thing by now, yeah. And this just brings up a completely different scenario where it doesn't give me, it just says not ready, and it's server, blah, 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 blah. You know, do I have to do something on the server side itself? On both sides? But, hitting the troubleshooting, that doesn't, this really doesn't say anything. You know, it talks about your DMZ, and you saw that I literally set up port forwarding on that to where it would at least try to do something. I think it's this one. Just go back. Or is it this one? Neither. Okay, so we'll just get out of that. Bring Roon back up. Again, don't know. That's a legitimate port. I would assume it's high enough. Let's try it. 22,000 or 22,123. Okay, 22,123. We can go back to I'm just gonna see what that does. Now it says it's listening. Where do I go to where it says it's sending? I mean that's one part that, like I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to networking. So it says it's listening, so it's sending it. Oh, wrong way. Let's go here. Always do that. I'm supposed to go here. Okay. So you see that there's nothing. Try it one more time. 22, 123. 22, 123. All right. Yeah. Haircut. Yeah. UPnP auto config server, found UPnP true error, do action, request, return, status code unknown error. So in other words, it doesn't know what it's dealing with anyway. So 22, 123, we'll try that anyway. All right. Oh, damn it. 22, 123. What am I doing wrong here? 22, 123, okay. Back to Roon. Full screen. Roon ARC. Try that. And based off of everything I'm seeing here, that's not going to work either. Yeah, of course. I'll just put this back to 5501 because it must. The reason why I'm doing that is because obviously I'm not doing something correct. So get out of here. Over here, change that back. Okay, so I don't know anything else that I can do. I can go ahead and redo this, I guess. Turn that back on. And I've tried this NAT only port forwarding while I didn't have this, while I had this disabled. So I tried it both ways. None of that happened. Now my other things like this for my other setups, they work just fine. You know, this is my NAS drive, so which I'll be changing. And I can get to that anywhere in the world. It passes through. I have no issues with it, nothing at all, works all the time, every time, like clockwork, you know. And I've actually tried to have that run as well, for the room to look at it that way. I mean, I've tried things that probably didn't even make any sense. But again, I don't know what else to do here. On my side, I don't know if there's anything else to do on this side. So, you know, and again, this stems back to where when I first set this up, everything worked as it should. My router, there's no difference in my router prior to me trying to add the port forwarding or the NAT or anything like that prior to this, before I left And then when I got to where I was at, I plugged this machine in where I was at, and this is what I got. And I didn't touch it, didn't make any changes, didn't do anything else to it. I just set it away, put it on the shelf until it's time to come home. I come home, I plug everything in. I assume since it was on the same network now and everything that it works. Everything's good. Now, the other problem is, and I know it's not right, is when I go to Roon ARC on my phone, let's go here. Where are we at? Okay. It sees stuff, but it doesn't see my folders. I'm connected to Roon, of course, or Roon ARC. And when I go to settings here, it sees my dad's Nook. It sees that. Well, I don't know if it sees it, but it says, you know, Roon server, dad's Nook, Roon ARC 1.80.421. Signed in. Said ARC connection status. It says connected. It says cloud and Roon server. Their statuses are green here. So let me come around to this, and you can see. I don't know how blurry it's going to be, but as you can see, statuses are green. Everything's good there. So what does that mean? I mean, to me, that says everything's good, everything's working as it should. But if I'm right, if I go to look for my folders and everything like that, it doesn't see them. Library. I think it sees things that I put manually onto ARC. But it doesn't see anything else. It doesn't see my Eversolo, per se. And there's storage on my Eversolo. I got, 2 gig of Samsung on that, and that's full of songs. So, and it doesn't see that anymore either. So I don't know if that's just another layer to the same problem, or if it's a separate problem. But basically the way I'm doing this is I have my Roon server, local, you have the Roon ARC, and I also have Eversolo. Now on the local network, Roon and Eversolo play happy together. I can pull music, I can do whatever I need to do on it. But when it comes to ARC, I get that error message. It says I'm connected, I got 2 greens there, but I don't see my wife's stuff that I put on at a later date as well. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't see any of her stuff. All I see is stuff that I basically manually added to this from my phone over time. I guess that's stored on the cloud somehow, but it doesn't see none of my local stuff. So hopefully this will shed some light on a few things, or some settings that are here on Roon that I need to change, or something that I need to do with my router. But I do know 100% that prior to me leaving, prior to that Nook leaving my local network here, everything worked great. Everything was copacetic. I could get to all my files. My wife could play her music from the local drives that I have through her phone, but now we can't do it. Thanks.